Texas Southern. What is you doing, baby? Why y'all still didn't hire a head coach? What's going on? Y'all have let 3 board meetings pass and y'all still don't have y'all head coach. What is going on? So y'all fired this guy, and rightfully so. This was former head coach Clarence McKinney. I don't know how he was on the field or anything. Okay. But then they played on my man's head. They were supposed to announce, confirm, do whatever they needed to do. Like the news was picking it up. That they were going to hire Alcorn's former head coach, Fred McNair. Now, this came after he had already resigned. But then it was like, no, we got to think about it again. We don't know. But for real, Freddie just meant we ain't got it. So we're not about to hire him. We need to figure this thing out. And before I move on, I do just want to give flowers. He won 48 games against Alcorn's head coach. He won 2 SWAC championships and got them to the Celebration Bowl. And then he was, of course, an all-SWAC quarterback when it was his time. He did this like this, and he was already, and he was the head coach. So he has the coaching experience. He was probably the man for the job. Let's just be for real. And based on their statement, they're essentially saying that they are trying to make this as strategic and as thoughtful as possible. Well, why you ain't do that from the very beginning before you hired this man and got everybody talking about how he was coming in, and you basically just like, no, we're not doing that. And allegedly, there's so many other names in the pool. Like, had these names always been there? Did y'all overlook them? Did you see what the names were and then you change your mind? I just feel like that's still wrong. But let me go over this list for you. Allegedly, former NFL Houston Texans wide receiver Andre Johnson, who is also a Pro Football Hall of Famer finalist, is on that list as a serious inquiry. Now, I do want to say he does not have any coaching experience. So do you really want to hire a coach with no coaching experience? And then Ed Reed put his name in the game when he shot his shot on Twitter. If you don't know, Ed Reed is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, ex-Baltimore Raven, and he also played at the University of Miami. Now, Ed Reed does not have any head coach experience either, but he does have defensive back coaching, as he was a coaching assist with the Buffalo Bills, and he was an advisor for the University of Miami. He was also hired, and he was supposed to be the head coach at Bethune-Cookman, but things didn't work out. He had a hefty contract, and they just didn't want to ratify the contract. They said, we ain't got it. But it's also alleged that because he worked for a month without, any contract or whatever, but during that time, he did vocally get online and voice his, his disgust with their facilities. And I just feel like that probably played a role in it, because it's like, don't get on here bashing us. Don't get on here bashing us. But nah, I really don't know exactly what happened, but he really wants to be a head coach. He keeps crying and pleading about it. So, we're going to move on to a former NFL 11-year vet, Antonio Cromartie. Some of y'all know him for having all them kids. Yeah. But he also shot his shot on Twitter as well. Now, from my understanding, he was supposed to be going over to St. Aug. So I don't know what happened. But he also doesn't have any head coach experience either. I do want to add, though, that he was the defensive backs coach for Texas A&M under the direction of former head coach Jimbo Fisher. These names have got no experience. And then we have former Tennessee State University head coach Rod Reed. He's another one that has head coaching experience. And then lastly on the list, long-time NFL assistant Alvin Reynolds. Now, something was going on, and he was at Bentley, and I guess he's not there no more. I don't know, but apparently his name is on a very short list of serious candidates to be the head coach. But either way, all we know is that Texas hasn't picked one, and we trying to figure out what time they on. Clearly it's CB time. No shade though. Stay tuned to figure out who will be announced as the head coach.